What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Joaquin Corrales, and guys, this video is going to blow your mind, okay? I'm gonna take you straight into my Facebook ads manager and show you a campaign that I created maybe about a month ago that generated over $26,000 with a $5,000 ad spend or somewhere around there. And guys, it's crazy because once I walk you guys through it, you're gonna realize how little the campaign, the ad set, and the ads actually have to do with the amount of money that comes out of these campaigns, and how everything had to do with the way that things were being sold and what was happening on the back end where people weren't able to really see it. Okay, so I'm really going to open a lot of your eyes as far as to how you're going to be able to pull off campaigns that are extremely profitable like this for your business, whether you're just starting out in paid advertising like I was, or whether you already have some sort of experience in paid advertising. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, so we're inside of my computer, and the first thing that I want to do is I want to show you guys the actual campaign, okay? So we're in here in the campaign, and you see that we have a couple of different ad sets, and you guys are able to see here that we spent somewhere around $5,287, and we got in return 26 sales. Now, every single one of these sales is worth $1,000 to us. So $5,000 in, $26,000 out. And as you guys could see, what we also did in this campaign was that we were able to get 1,791 leads, okay? Because these are people that are registering. Now, this campaign here is optimizing for completed registrations, okay? So at the top area where you create your campaign and you select what you want to optimize for, it's a conversions campaign, and it's optimizing for completed registrations. And you guys could see that we were getting incredible cost per lead. I mean, $5,000 in, $26,000 out. It's like a 5x ROI. But the real key here, guys, are the audiences that we're targeting in this campaign, and not so much that, but overall what happens in the back end and how what we're selling is sold. So let's get right into it, because the campaign, the ads, the ad sets, they're not super important, but it's important that you get the basics down in it so that then you could worry about what really matters, which is what happens on the back end. So to begin, I'm going to tell you guys the 3 to 4 different audiences that I always use in every single one of my campaigns. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to get your pixel connected, okay? And we spoke about this in one of my other videos. I'm gonna put it in the description. I think the video's titled like what I found out after spending $40,000 on Facebook advertising. So the first thing that you need to do is connect your pixel. And what connecting your pixel is going to do is that it's going to save the data of every single person who comes into your website, okay? So every single person that visits your site, this thing is going to track. And then what we're going to be able to do is create audiences that are similar to this, okay? So the audiences that I used all the time that create the maximum ROI for my business, the first one is a lookalike audience, okay, of the people that are visiting my website, okay? And this is a 1% lookalike audience, which means that it is people that are as closely related to the people visiting my website as possible. And you guys can see in the campaign that these two here are lookalike audiences to people who have visited my website. Now, when I'm talking about my website, I'm talking about my email marketing software. So it's called Contact Flow, and it's basically a software that is used by thousands of people to manage everything email marketing, as far as importing their contacts, creating their emails, setting up different flows. And the cool thing is that people are able to take different actions based on whether people are interested in their products or not. So for example, if someone visits your website and they go to a specific product, then they're more than likely interested in it. So then you're able to send them or trigger a sequence that starts engaging with them if they're interested in products. If they bought the product, then you're able to upsell them or downsell them if they didn't, etc. So this is the software that we're promoting in these campaigns, but we're doing it with a twist, right? And I'm going to explain to that as we move on through the video. So the first audience is a lookalike to the people that are visiting your website. So like I said, once you connect your pixel, it's going to start storing data of everyone that visited your website. This is going to create a lookalike audience, so people that look exactly like the people visiting your website with a 1% difference, which means that they're as closely related. Now, the second audience that I want to target, well, the first thing that I want to do is I want to bring in my email list, okay? I want to bring in my email list into Facebook, and I want to create a lookalike audience off of that. So I want to get people that are very related to the people on my email list. Okay, so and it's also a 1%. So the same as with the visitors, but now on the email list. And the third one, and that a lot of people might think, hey, why would you target your email list if you could just send them an email, right? I also target my actual email list. Because remember, guys, the whole point of this is to get registrations, to get leads, to get people to opt into your offer for as cheap as possible. So I target my email list as well as a lookalike to the email list and a lookalike to the visitors, because yeah, I could send my email list an email with the entire offer, but a lot of those people don't open their emails, okay? Open rates in emails are like 20, 30% if you're really engaging with your audience. But what you want to do and what you see the most successful people always do is engaging with their audiences in all platforms and being able to kind of, like, for example, let's say that you're looking at Grant Cardone's Instagram. He'll tell you to go follow him on Snapchat and to go follow him on YouTube. And then when you're on YouTube, he tells you to go follow him on Instagram and Snapchat. So you want that redundancy in audience so that they're able to see you wherever they are, right? So for the people that didn't see the email, they're going to see our advertisement on Facebook. They already know who we are, so they're more likely to convert at a cheaper price, okay? So we have the lookalike audience to the visitors. We have the email list lookalike audience. We have the actual email list, okay? And then the last one that I have right here, as you guys could see, is a lookalike to people who complete registrations, okay? So your pixel, complete registration. So your pixel is going to be tracking every single person that comes in through your opt-in, through your offer, whatever, they register for your webinar. It's going to be tracking that. And maybe not when you start, but after you've done it for a little while, you're gonna be able to create a lookalike audience of people that have registered, right? So you're gonna be able to tell Facebook, okay, give me an audience of people that are 1% different, so as closely related to the people who have completed the registration. And obviously these people are more likely to complete registrations because they're similar to people who have completed registrations, right? So these are the 4 main audiences that I always run in every single one of my campaigns as I start. And as you guys could tell, every different ad set is just a different audience, okay? So if I go into here, lookalike completed registration, and then I scroll down, you see right here we have a lookalike of these 8 different countries, a 1% of people that have completed the registration. And while this campaign was running, the daily limits were a lot higher, but let me talk about that for a second. You guys are going to realize that as you create these different campaigns and you have these different ad sets, usually what I do is that I start my campaign at somewhere around $50 to $100, okay? And the reason why I do that, and not all the time, like they don't stay there all the time, right? Because I start a campaign at $50 does not mean it's going to stay there. Because I start at 100 does not mean that that's as high as it's going to go. So the reason why I do this is because I want to get data back as fast as possible. And what that means is that I want to see if this campaign is working as fast as possible. Because if you start a new campaign and you put it at $100, Facebook is going to start pushing it out a lot faster than if you were to start a campaign at $5, right? So what I do is I start it at $50 to $100, and then I take a look at the cost per registration, right? Does the cost per registration make sense considering how much each lead is worth to me, right? So if I see that this is at $6, maybe I'll lower it a bit. And what you guys have to realize is that, for example, if you look at this campaign, it's doing $2.71. The actual daily limit was not $20 when it was running. It was, I think, somewhere around maybe 150 or so. So you guys might be wondering, if you're getting $2.71 per registration, why was your daily budget only $150? And the reason for that is because you guys are going to realize that you're going to reach a limit to that audience, okay? And they're going to become used to the advertisement and it's no longer going to work. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to start, maybe you start your advertisement with $5, right? And then you're going to move it to $10 if it does good. And then if that does good, you're going to move it to $20. But then what you don't want to do, what you never want to do, is to just skip down a level and not go up gradually. Maybe you could go from $10 to $50, but you don't want to go from $20 to like $150 or $200 if you're super broke. And the reason for that is because your advertisement is not going to perform the same. And what Facebook is going to do is that it's going to start pushing your advertisement as fast as possible, right? They're going to be pushing your advertisement freaking everywhere to make sure that they spend the whole $200 in the day. And so it's not going to push it out to the right people, and it's not going to be taken in as good as if you were to gradually move it up. So what you're going to see is that some advertisements, you're going to move up to more money, and then their performance is going to decline, okay? So it could go from like $2 per lead to like $9 per lead because you moved it up so much money. And so then what you guys have to do at that point is you have to move it up slowly, right? So take it from level to level. And then once you, let's say I take this from $20 to $50 and I realize that the cost per lead went up by $7, then I know that I need to come back to the $20, right? Or maybe I could try 30 or 40, something in between. But you don't want to leave it at a level where the increase in cost per lead was extremely high and something that doesn't make sense for you. So that's why you have to bring them up slowly and then go back to the previous level if the advertisement was way too high. Now let's take a look at the ads. And guys, this is extremely straightforward what I'm talking about. And you guys will realize this almost immediately as you begin. Like, you'll figure it out as you're testing the different campaigns and all. But the real key here isn't in the campaigns, isn't in the ad sets, isn't in the ads. If we take a look at the ads, let's deselect this. If we take a look at the ads here, you see how we have all these ads. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I made these ads in Photoshop in like 5 minutes. The copy is mediocre, not a big deal. The big thing about these advertisements is where they're being sent to. Okay, so if we copy this right here, so this is where everyone is being sent to, right? And it says, watch us take a new Shopify store from zero to dozens of profitable sales per day. So the idea behind this was that when I first started marketing my email marketing software, I realized that I needed to take a twist to the way that I brought people into the business, because advertising the business as it wasn't going to work, because the competition has way more money in advertising than I could ever do. So what I did was I found Franklin, right? And Franklin, what me and him did was that we took a brand new store from zero to $255 per day, and we put it in a case study, and we run this webinar, right? And this webinar is automated, so we recorded it once and it runs, it's evergreen. And what we do is in this webinar, we take you guys behind the scenes as to what we did to take this brand new store from zero to $255 per day. And we show you guys how to pick the right products, the exact ad targeting that we used, how to use email marketing. And then at the end, what I do is that I pitch everyone a very, very special offer that makes total sense for them and is worth $9.97, right? So I pitch all these people this $9.97 offer that's incredible. It actually is. I mean, we've seen tons of people receive incredible results from this offer that includes a year of contact flowing. It includes a Shopify theme, an entire 6-week program on how to pick the right products, how to set up your store, how to use email marketing, how to scale the store, and a whole bunch of different things. And so that is the business model behind this campaign right here, right? So the campaign doesn't matter, the ad sets don't matter, the ads don't matter as much as what people are being sent to, right? And so what we saw here in the ad set level is that we had 26 sales out of 1,791. So let's pull up the calculator real quick here and see how much that is. So we have 26 divided by 1,791 times 100. See, so we had a 1.45 conversion rate on this webinar, which is, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not super good. But a 5x ROI is always super good, right? But you guys could very quickly realize that if we were selling a $50 product, then 26 times 50, right? 26 times 50 is 1,300. So we would have been down $4,000, right? So it's important that you guys are able to create these really nice and appealing offers that make sense to people, and that way you're able to spend a lot on advertising while converting at a small percentage and still having a massive ROI like we saw in this campaign. And in some of the later videos, I'm going to explain to you guys the more of the ideas behind this and why this is so powerful of getting 1,800 people into the business and what we do from that point forward. We're also going to go over in some of the next videos how to find your different offers and exactly how we came up with the idea for all of this, how we came up with the idea for contact flow. So guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave some comments if you have some questions, and I'll see you on the next one. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell as well so you guys can get notified when we release a new video, and I'll see you on the next one.